Hello again, everyone. Larry Matson with you. Prairieville, that's where we're located. It's Walk-Ons right here in Prairieville on Airline Highway. We'll be back with coaches and a lot more. Stay with us.
Brubacher's Grill at 909 East Ascension Street in Gonzales, where good food and good friends come together. Offering a casual, fun atmosphere with a menu selection to satisfy the whole family. From pizzas, burgers, and po' boys to steak, seafood, and salads with daily lunch specials and a whole lot more. Bring the whole family or meet friends on the deck. There's fun and entertainment for all. Make Brubacher's your next stop for lunch or dinner and check out the other 5 locations in Baton Rouge. Taste the great tradition at Brubacher's Grill, where some things only get better.
Gronyard Furniture and Appliance has top name brands like Ashley, Sealy, Lazy Boy, Maytag, Whirlpool, Frigidaire, Toshiba, KitchenAid, Stearns & Foster, Serta, Speed Queen, and more. Gronyard's in Donaldsonville. Bertrand's Pharmacy has been providing personal medication counseling for over 30 years. Andy and Jeannie Bertrand, registered pharmacists, honor many prescription plans. Bertrand's is open Monday through Saturday. Phone 644-5641. See Foti Financial Services for all your money needs. They have loans for any worthwhile purpose. Auto, furniture, appliance, home improvement, and vacation loans. Celebrating over 50 years of service, Foti Financial Services. Bro Welding and Industrial Supply prides themselves on same-day delivery. Customer service is our #1 priority. They deliver on time, every time. Bro Company, serving the area for over 30 years. On the web at broco.com. See Gonzales Military for a big selection of kids' camo and cold weather gear. They carry boots, camo rain gear, rubber boots, headgear, belts, and more. Gonzales Military on Burnside in Gonzales.
All right, guys, you know what time it is. We're going to have a good shift. Make some noise! Hoo-wee! Hoo-wee! What do we do? What do we do? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Look for walk-ons near you. And remember, everyone needs a little playing time.
Church Funeral Services offers a compassionate, affordable funeral with the funeral held in your own home or house of worship. We are here in your time of need. Church Funeral Services, Santa Ma, Walker, and Baton Rouge.
Welcome back to Walk-Ons here in Prairieville. Darnell Lee, head coach, EA, ready to talk some football. You know, your record is unusual. You've got a 4-3 record, but man, you're really strong in the district.
Yeah, we're 5-2 now.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's the preseason. You know, playing Brother Martin and Scotlandville, and Walker was a good team, and then we hit district, and we played the defending state champs week 1 of the district. So I think that helps us as far as being battle tested, and it also gave us an opportunity to see where we were early. There was no fool's gold involved in that. We had times before we thought we were better than we were, and then we hit that buzz song. We hit district, so that's the reason why we schedule like that.
We talked about this in the past about the challenges you face each week. You got another one coming up with the rivalry game.
That's right, and then they're an excellent football team. A lot of respect for Coach Oliver and his program. They do a great job every year. They're competing. Their kids play hard. They're well coached. And whenever we play this game, you know how it is. You can throw the records out.
The players really look forward to this. You don't have to talk to them about firing them up in any way, do you?
No, if anything, you want to calm them down, because it's a game of emotions. And the past few years, last year wasn't so much an emotional game last year. It was a momentum game. I'm sorry. It was they jumped on us early, just like we just slow starters, and we can't let that happen this year.
The playoffs are looming ahead. You can't look ahead to the playoffs, but these kind of games are the games that can make or break the opportunity to get into those playoffs.
Yeah, I think both of us are pretty set as far as getting into the playoffs. But there's always the case of that trap game. Having a big rivalry game week 10, and then going into the playoffs the following week. But I think both programs are pretty much over that hump to where we keep everything in perspective. It's our last game. It's going to be a rivalry game. It's going to be a fun week. But when Friday night comes, we're going to compete real hard. And then after Friday night is over, we're neighbors again.
Have you ever thought about putting in a whole new situation like maybe, and I don't know this is crazy, but like maybe the first series going to a Notre Dame box or some kind of crazy thing.
I remember when I played here with Robbie Malfus as my offensive coordinator. Out my senior year, I was a tailback and a wide receiver, and we were a pro-style offense. We had the big tight end Andy Webb, and Brian Roback was our quarterback. And what we did, like we normally one tight end, 3 wide receivers. We came out in that Washington Redskins offense where we had 2 wings, we were offset like a wing T, and then we shift right before the snap. And that lasted about a series before Sandoval was like, okay, we're not moving. We know you're going to jump out of it. And then we stopped doing it. But, you know, anything to give you an edge in this game early.
Confuse the defense if you
all
can, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, we got a couple wrinkles for this week, but there's nothing like that, nothing to that extreme.
No real trick plays, or you
I mean, you always have trick plays. It's just, they ain't every week. It's just
you may not call them, but
just having the right opportunity to run them.
Yeah. It's got to be fun to be back at your old alma mater, to be there and coaching like that. It's got to be quite a thrill for you.
It is, man. I'm loving every minute of it. You know, we have great people in the parish, great people at East Ascension, strong backing, great kids, and you know, it's the environment. It's a lot different teaching at the school from when I was a student at the school, of course. But you can still see the kids enjoying themselves, you know, going through that lifetime experience of high school.
You're seeing kids that maybe are the kids of players you played with. Right?
Yeah, oh yeah. Now that was heavy my first couple of years. My classmates' kids were heavy on campus. Wow. Now they're starting to get out of that era, but there's still a few of them coming in like it, you know, still at it.
Okay. Well, Coach, we wish you the best of luck and looking forward to the rivalry game and talking about that next week.
Yes, sir.
We'll be back after this.
We're here today at East Ascension High School to present our Player of the Week Award. Our corporate sponsor is Pot and Paddle Jambalaya Kitchen. Alan Sparks is our Player of the Week on the offensive side. You had a 19-yard play in the end zone for a score. Tell us about it.
Yes, sir. When we were down 14-0, everybody had their head down, so I was like, I had to turn up and get a little touchdown. And Coach said he was looking for me on the fade, and I was ready. When it came, I caught it. And I was excited because I knew that was going to put us still in the game.
All right. Thanks for that. And on the defensive side, Sidney Joseph is our Player of the Week. Tell us what you contributed to the game.
Well, I know we was facing a good quarterback this week, so really I just tried to get as many passes as I can, disturb him in the pocket, make him throw off the feet and stuff. That disturb him.
All right, that's our Players of the Week from East Ascension.
All right, guys, you know what time it is. We're going to have a good shift. Make some noise. Hoo-wee! Hoo-wee! What do we do? What do we do? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Look for walk-ons near you. And remember, everyone needs a little playing time.
Hebert Steel Incorporated, Gonzales and Baton Rouge, offers structural steel fabrication. Hebert Steel is a proud supporter of all high school sports in this area. Phone 644-5316 or 291-2144. Two of the best companies in the concrete business have joined forces to give you a high-quality product on time. Ask for an estimate, and Quality Concrete will give you the best prices and best product. Quality Concrete in Prairieville. Sanama Muffler and Brake is a lot more than the name implies. They do exhaust, brakes, general auto repair, tune-ups, diagnostics, air conditioning, and tires. Sanama Muffler and Brake. Whatever the problem, we can fix it. Pot and Paddle Jambalaya Kitchen, with 3 locations offering daily lunch specials, is one of our newest sponsors. Pot and Paddle for dine-in, carry-out, and catering. A great place for lunch 7 days a week. Baton Rouge, Denham Springs, and here in Gonzales on Cabela's Parkway. Check them out online at potandpaddle.com. Meds are important. Get that special fill when you arrive at Prairieville Pharmacy. You'll enjoy personal service with that special touch. It just makes you feel welcome and well taken care of every time you visit Prairieville Pharmacy. Community Acceptance offers loans from $300 to $10,000 for just about anything. They're locally owned and operated, located across from Lowe's on Highway 44 Gonzales, 647-2871. Church Funeral Services offers a compassionate, affordable funeral with the funeral held in your own home or house of worship. We're here in your time of need. Church Funeral Services, Santa Ma, Walker, and Baton Rouge.
Welcome back to Walk-Ons here at Prairieville. David Oliver, head coach, Santa Ma, ready to talk about a big win on a cool Friday night. Finally got some football weather on Friday night.
Yeah, boy, it was a special night for our community, and the weather was part of it. But as you know, that was the first night back at the pit for. With our new turf. It was homecoming. It was senior night. It was one of them special nights that you'll remember. We had a game against a parish rival, and it just was a special night all the way around.
How did you defend that outstanding running back, that guy?
Well, we did it several ways. Special teams wise, we popped up, kicked away from them, and that caused them to be having very little returns. He couldn't touch it in the return game, and then. We focused a lot on him on defense, and then, with our punt game, we pinned him inside the 20 3 times. We had to punt 3 times and pin him inside the 20 every time. So, we left him with a long field and just tried to play defense.
Sounds like it was a good team victory, offense, defense, and special teams.
It was. That's exactly what it was. It was a great team victory. We did just enough to win on offense, but, we did we had very few turnovers. In fact, we had 0 turnovers. We had very few penalties. We were able to run the ball when we needed to in key situations. We were great on conversion downs, and defensively we bent, but we didn't break. And like when you can hold a back the caliber of Dylan Sampson to 80 yards, you've done a great job.
You had 7-0 at the half. You scored 2 touchdowns in the second half. A good victory. You got a rivalry game coming up next. Talk about that one now.
Our district's tough, and our parish is tough, and we talked to the kids. That was probably the thing I was most proud about. Is we played our worst game in quite a while in the previous week against Catholic High. We lost a game against Woodlawn late that we felt like we had a chance to win. Went to Catholic High and just really didn't play well, didn't compete hard. Wasn't Santa Ma football, so I was really pleased the way our kids rallied back around and gain some confidence. We had to talk to them. It was never our goal to go undefeated, but it is our goal to win the Ascension Parish Championship, and this is the second leg of that because that means a lot to our community, our players, our coaches, everyone involved.
I was going to ask you about the comeback. I mean, you lose decidedly, and then you come back and win a big game. I mean, what did you talk to them about during the week to get them fired up like that?
Well, we just really didn't focus about winning and losing. We just focused about getting better and correcting the errors that we made the previous game and getting our mindset set to compete. And, we're going to have to compete. This game's a little bit up in the air right now as to exactly when it's going to be played or where it's going to be played. It could be Friday night at Dutchtown, and then there's a possibility it could be Saturday night at Spartan Stadium. They won't know till maybe Tuesday morning. So we're going to prepare for both scenarios. We know what we're getting. They are a big physical group on both interior lines, especially the front 7 on defense. And we've faced one great running back, and the kid from Dutchtown, Sampson, and this Walter Samuels in his league. He's a very good back.
Looking back at rivalry games in the past, I mean, the shutout usually determined who was going to win. If you won the shutout, you'd lose the game. I don't think that happens anymore like that, does it? I mean,
sometimes it does. I mean, you got a 50-50 chance of that, or however you break them odds down.
Yeah.
But I know I see James LeBlanc here, who's the president of the Gator Spartan Shoutout, and has been doing it for probably close to 15 years now since we brought it back, ready to talk about the exciting events of the week with the golf tournament and the shoutout itself, and then we have the JV freshman doubleheader on Wednesday, and then the varsity game on Friday or Saturday. So it's a huge week, and I promise you, everything that happens this week between Santa Ma and EA matters. It's bragging rights for a year or so.
And then you got the playoffs coming up, and we'll talk about that next week.
Sounds good.
All right, we'll take a look at the players of the week right after this.
We're here today at Santa Ma High School to present our Player of the Week award. Our corporate sponsor is Santa Ma Muffler, and our Take 2.
We're here today at Sanoma High School to present our Player of the Week award. Our corporate sponsor is Sanoma Muffler, and our plaque sponsor is Delone Supermarket. Well, Tanner Oliver is our Offensive Player of the Week. Tell us about some of the positive points in the game.
Positive points in the game is on our scoring drive. We were playing, we drove down the field. It was a successful 10 to 12 plays. We got a few first downs, and we just played good all together as a team and succeeded.
And now our Defensive Player of the Week is Brant Zeller. You had a good game as well. Tell us about some of the things you did.
I had messed up a couple times at the beginning, but I felt like after that I made a good bit of tackles and dropped back in coverage when I needed to.
All right, that's our Players of the Week from Sanoma.
Marchand's Interior and Hardware Specialist. You got it made.
Come into our showroom and let our experts guide you through our large selection of today's latest trends. Marchand's flooring and countertop collections offer these styles with unbelievable prices. And at Marchand's, we install it all. Come in to see all of the promotions and specials going on now.
With Marchand's Interior and Hardware Specialist, you got it made.
Papera & Sons is the place to go for all your building material needs. Since 1938, they've been providing quality lumber and building materials, free estimating, and prompt delivery. Papera & Sons, Airline Highway, Gonzales. Dive in for great food, good people, and great times at Galvez Seafood Company. Come in for gumbo, steaks, wraps, po' boys, and a lot more. Kids have their own menu, too. Galvez Seafood Company. Suit yourself at Squires Formal Wear. They have everything for homecomings, proms, or any other occasion. Get a free groom's formal with the purchase of 6 rentals. Ask about limo rentals too. Squires Formal Wear, Gonzales. If you're looking for an insurance agent that's accessible, knowledgeable, helpful, and honest, it's good to know you can depend on the professionals at the Harry Robert Insurance Agency. No matter what kind of insurance you need, give them a call today. Community Acceptance offers loans from $300 to $10,000 for just about anything. They're locally owned and operated, located across from Lowe's on Highway 44, Gonzales, 647-2871. Church Funeral Services offers a compassionate, affordable funeral with the funeral held in your own home or house of worship. We are here in your time of need. Church Funeral Services, Sanoma, Walker, and Baton Rouge. Your UPS store in Prairieville is your one-stop shop for printing, shipping, and mailboxes. They're located behind Raising Cane's off the Airline Highway in the Ultima Plaza. Phone 774-8777.
Linnell Johnson, a dedicated, knowledgeable, fair, and established businesswoman and notary, promises to bring back public service as your full-time Justice of the Peace officer. Vote Linnell Johnson, Justice of the Peace. Paid for by Linnell Johnson. Welcome back to Walk-Ons here in Prairieville, ready to talk some Dutchtown football with Guy Mistretta. One slipped up on you this past weekend, but boy, I tell you what, it was a battle right down to the wire, huh?
Yes, it's a great game. It's always seems to be a really good game when we play those guys, kind of back and forth. They had a lead, we'd catch up and just, kind of, like I said, back and forth all the way through to the end. Just wasn't able to get a drive going at the end to win it.
Talk a little bit about your running back, Dylan Sampson. He's really 5'10", 180, I think. Is he just real fast or what?
No, he's more than that. Now, don't get me wrong, he is fast. He's probably the fastest running back in the state, but he has power and he has vision. He's a running back. He's not a lot of people make that mistake, think he's just a track guy playing football. He's a football player who runs track.
Yeah, I was going to say he broke Eddie Lacy's career record, and Eddie Lacy was like 250 pounds at one point in his career.
Yeah, well, I tell you, and our other running back, Baylor Langlois, is a great compliment to him. They feed off each other really well. We're a little banged up front on the offensive line over the last several weeks, so they haven't had the holes that they're used to because you get those guys one-on-one in the secondary, they're tough to deal with.
All right, so you got a big game coming up, another challenge, and this one's
Yep.
Catholic. And it's going to be a day shorter than you expected as far as workouts.
Yeah, so it'll be a Thursday game, which, you know, we don't mind that, especially not in week 9. You play on Thursday, it gives you an extra day of rest before the playoffs start. You know, you don't get the brackets until Sunday. So we'll be able to get a good game in Thursday night, get our workout, watch film Friday morning, and give the kids a little bit of a break, kind of refresh themselves, get their batteries recharged, and come back on Sunday afternoon when we have the brackets out and move on to the playoffs.
This is going to be a real test for you going into the playoffs.
It is. They're as good as anyone. Of course, they lost a tough game Friday night to
that was a
Woodlawn.
Big surprise there, wasn't it?
Well, not really, because Woodlawn's so athletic and they can score at any time, and their defense really flies around. If somebody, you know, it's that type of play that's going to beat those guys. So really, you got to be aggressive. You got to get after them, and you got to have that. You got to want to. You got to believe you're going to do it. You know, and that's our task this week, and we're excited, man. It's when you go up against a team of that caliber, you know, that's why we play the game.
You know, it's amazing. You can measure speed, you can measure size and weight, you can measure those kind of things, but you can't measure that intangible. They want to.
And it's a belief, you know, and it's the confidence factor, and that goes a long, long way in football. So we're excited to get to work tomorrow.
All right, we're looking forward to talking about that next week. And all 3 teams looks like from the parish are going to make it to the playoffs. It looks good for that right now.
It's looking good, but I think we all have, you know, other things on our plate this week.
Yeah, you got to keep one game at a time, right?
Absolutely.
The next
Absolutely.
one up. We'll be back after this.
We're here at Dutchtown High School to present our Player of the Week award. Our corporate sponsor is Hollis Orthodontics. This week, our Dutchtown Offensive Player of the Week is Sean Winfield, who started out as a quarterback for the Griffins. Tell us a little bit about that.
It was a nice experience going, just trying to do well for my team, lead them to the dub. So.
Well, you completed 6 of 10 passes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Good luck this week. And on the defensive side, the Player of the Week award goes to Evan Reddix. Tell us about the defensive side of the game and how it worked out for you.
It went well. The coaches gave us a good game plan. We were able to execute and get it done.
All right, that's our Players of the Week from Dutchtown.
Welcome back to Walk-Ons here in Prairieville. James LeBlanc joins us, and I don't know which hat you're wearing. You've got so many hats that you wear.
Yes, today we'll go with the Spartan Gator shout-out chairman. Man, what a beautiful facility here, huh? Walk-Ons in Prairieville, beautiful facility.
Great place to do the show. We're
That's
glad
for
to have
sure.
them host us.
Yes, definitely, great show.
Talk about that shout-out. I've been there before, and I'll tell you what, it gets loud.
Yeah, so we're going to have another jam-packed week. You know, for 14, 15 years we've been doing this. The biggest reason why we do this is because we want to put money in the hands of both programs. We want to make sure East Ascension and San Amaro both walk away with money. And we've been very, very blessed over the last 13 years to give each school over $180,000 of money. You know, and that's the key. A lot of people when they hear the word 180,000, they think that's total, but that's actually per school. You know, so we're going to have another jam-packed week. We'll start off Monday with the, of course, the big, huge 180, 190 people playing in the Ryder Cup golf tournament. That'll take place on Monday. Then we'll ease on into Wednesday with a big double hitter at the pit with the freshmen and JV, and then we'll go to Thursday night. We'll go to the large arena at the beautiful facility of Lamar Dixon, and we'll meet there at 6:30, and we'll do the large shout-out pep rally community event where we see who takes home the Spirit Stick for another year.
And you got the meter that measures all that.
You got a meter that measures it, and decibel meter that measures it, and you know, to be honest with you, the community, both sides of Airline Highway, whether you at East Ascension or you at San Amaro, they really, really enjoy this event. You know, and it brings back a lot of good community involvement.
There was a time where the winner of that would lose the football game. Is that?
Yeah, so we found that out. We found that out over the years. We found out people started throwing the shout out so they could win the game. And then after a couple of Gator wins, the East Ascension quit throwing the shout out, so they started trying to take the shout out again. So very, very good.
Both the game and the shout out.
That's right. Very good community event. I tell you, we're very, very blessed. We're very glad to do it. We have a good little committee that continues to hand money over to these programs every year, and it's a blessing to be able to do it.
You've been involved with the Booster Club for a number of years too. That's really this community is strong booster clubs with all the schools.
Well, you know, this is there's two very important things in Ascension Parish. One is religion, and two is football. so I can tell you that our booster clubs, both on all, you know, Dutchtown, East Ascension, and Santa Monica. You know, people don't realize there's 28 sports at these schools. I can remember the days when there was only 8 to 10 to 12 sports. There's 28 sports at these schools, and when you're trying to raise money all year long to fund these 28 sports, it's important for the athletic directors, and it's also important for the administrations of all these schools that we try to get as much money as we can to these programs, because not all 28 sports can raise enough money to get through the year, and that's what we're here for.
You're still in politics, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So, tell us about that background a little bit.
I'm still the constable. I've been very, very blessed to be a volunteer fire chief in this community for 35 years. I got elected fire chief when I was 19 years old, so I've been a fire chief ever since then. And of course, I'm going on like 20, 21, 22 years as the elected constable of the Santa Monica community, Galvez, Sorrento community. So I tell everybody, when I see people every day, I say I'm just very, very blessed, very blessed.
Well, you wear a lot of hats, and we really appreciate all the work that you do in the community. We really do.
Y'all keep up the great work. This is a beautiful sports scene show that's been going on for well over 35, 40 years. I might even be cutting y'all a couple of years out, but a very good program, and I know all the 4 high schools in Ascension Parish appreciate everything that y'all do, especially the team players of the week. People really, really love that.
James LeBlanc, we'll be back after this. Thank you.
We're here today at St. James High School to present our Player of the Week, and our corporate sponsor is St. James Parish Hospital. Plaque sponsor is St. James Clinics. Well, this week, Shaz Preston receives the award. Everybody tells me about your name and how cool it is.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. My mom came up with it.
All right, well, tell us about what happened in the game.
I just took advantage and played my hardest and just put all out for my teammates.
All right, looking forward to the playoffs, hopefully here at St. James High School. That's our Player of the Week. We're here at Lutcher High School to present our Player of the Week award, and our corporate sponsor is St. James Parish Hospital, and our plaque sponsor is St. James Clinics. This week, Makai Love is our Player of the Week from Lutcher. Tell us about what kind of game you had.
I think I had a good game, but our outcome wasn't what we wanted. So next game, we got to get back to work and get this win.
All right, you got a little bit of the schedule left, and then there's playoffs, right?
Yes, sir.
That's going to wrap up this edition of the sports scene from Prairieville, from Walk-Ons. See you next week.